We are back.
We are back.
We are back with another wonderful little mid-year video.
Yes, a little offhand list.
Yeah, it's nice having these other lists that aren't just the sort of same thing. Okay, whatever, best game.
Yeah, you expect that.
Mm-hmm. This is something that I don't think people talk about a lot, obviously, because some people don't care about trophies and achievements very much, and that's fine,
Yeah.
but we do. That's fine, too.
It's the best. Trophies are the best. I love trophies, but you know what's the best trophy of all the trophies? The Platinum Trophy.
I was expecting you to say, and the best trophy of all of them. We'll see at the end of this list.
I thought I was just going to spoil it and then just throw out my best one right out of the gate, ruin the whole video, restart recording.
All right, well, I'll kick it off.
I'd like you to kick it off. But we are also talking about Xbox game completions.
Sure.
As that is exactly the same as getting a Platinum. A Platinum Trophy is literally just get all of the trophies, and then you get one big trophy at the end. So, game completion for Xbox is the same. I don't know what your qualifier is for game completion, because the thing with Platinums is they don't have DLC.
Yeah, I consider it base game.
Okay. Yeah, base.
DLC, if you get all the DLC stuff, that's a bonus. But
So basically what we're looking at is 1,000-pointing games.
Sure.
Because 1,000 is your base game for Xbox. Yeah, so we're doing both, because we've had them both. I think I was going to say how many I had as a, I don't know, bragging.
You want to do that?
I guess I have 22, and I think in Xbox game completions I have like 4, because I think I caught the bug right after I got my PS4, and then I started going crazy with Platinums. So I have a couple Xbox ones, but I have a ton of PlayStation ones.
Yeah. I think at this point I have 29 plats. I'm very close to getting another one, and I have probably between 10 and 15 Xbox game completions. So, yeah, it's an addicting hunt.
It's a fun journey, and I would recommend it to everybody. Honestly, I think, it's worth that gratification. So, if you just need one Rocket League trophy to get the game completion, just do it, man. And then you can just feel it.
All right, enough messing around.
You go.
I'm gonna kick us off. My number 10 is Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I've completed a good amount of the Call of Duties. Call of Duty 4 was the first one that I played, but I got it on PS3 before there were trophies. And then after a while, I got it again on the Xbox, and I was like, well, I remember people saying that this is kind of tough, Mile High Club, pain in the ass. It was, but I did it. I really liked Modern Warfare, and it was pretty satisfying to get all the trophies in that. A nice single-player contained experience. All the trophies are just within that, and it's just be really good at the game,
Yeah. And that is a very difficult one, because I've never actually beaten the campaign for COD 4, because I literally have only played it on Veteran. Because I tried, and it's hard. That's a hard one.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this one.
Oh yeah, I'm very jealous. I wish I made it that far, because it's a tough game, and Mile High Club looks like one of the most miserable things ever, and well, yeah.
Yeah,
good job.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll get into this later, but I kind of like those like high performance short time sort of just know exactly what to do and then do it all at the right time. I can really get into like a zen and just kind of do that over and over and over, which I will talk about later.
Oh yeah, we'll both talk about that later. All right, so my number 10, if I can look at my list and find what I want. My number 10 is Saints Row 4 twice.
Nice.
I have gotten all of the trophies in Saints Row 4 twice. I got it once on the PS4 and once on the 360. There was a time in my life where I thought about doing it on the PS3, but I was like, no, come on. I mean, Saints Row 4 is incredible, and we were talking about this yesterday about how nobody fucking likes Saints Row 4.
Yeah, people gotta chill on it. I get it. Okay, it's not the same as Saints Row 3. It's not the same as Saints Row 2. It's a fucking superhero game, alright? We don't have enough of those.
It's a superhero game. It's literally fun. And the same, again, as we talked about it, it's like you cannot judge a game based on its pre-production problems, its production problems.
Yeah.
And then just not look at the game itself.
Yeah, so you could say, so what if they had to cut corners and they had to reuse the map for Saints Row 3? Because I didn't notice, because you traverse this map completely differently. You spend very little time driving around on cars and walking around on the ground.
Yes.
Why does it matter?
And I know this isn't the best thing to say, but what I always say is, that's the point. That's the point of Saints Row 4. You're in a simulation. It's the point. It's going to be maybe a little buggy once in a while, but I will definitely confirm, though, that the 360 version is much better than the PS4 version. It's completed.
Yeah.
The PS4 version, you can feel it coming off the rails a little bit.
Yeah.
It is still one of the most fun games of all time, and honestly, I'm proud I've gotten a platinum in a game completion. And this is on here not with many other of the big open world sandbox games because I did it twice. And I know some of them you physically can't do that with, Horizon Zero Dawn, spoilers, sorry, is not on here. Just, it's a PlayStation exclusive, so you can't double do it. But it's like, Saints Row 4 I did twice, and I enjoyed it that much that I wanted to do it twice.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of it, and I had a good time doing it. And even when my game wouldn't load certain enemies, and I couldn't do it, I persevered, and I went online, and I found a way to do it.
Yeah.
That, another aside, a lot of people using cheats online, and that nullifies trophies. And I don't know why you're using cheats when you're playing Saints Row 4. It's already a big cheat, and that's why it's fun. Saints Row 4.
Yeah, no,
Saints Row 4 twice. 10th Proudest platinum.
I did it once, but I agree. It is just a lot of fun. All right. On the flip side of things, my number 9 is Grand Theft Auto 5.
Wow. I would say that's pretty low.
Yeah, it's kind of low. I mean, it's probably, I think, the rarest platinum that I have, just because so many people have played Grand Theft Auto 5. I put a good amount of time into getting this. It took a long time to do. I mentioned it in my Waypoints video, where I sort of said, well, this is where I'm at with my completion, and I was mostly completed with everything, and some of the trophies aren't great, finding all the letters, finding all, I don't know, spaceship parts or something. It's just collectibles that are just in this weird spots. Of course you have to look up a thing online, fly under all 50 bridges. Of course you have to look up a thing online. It's not really that fun, but, it was just sort of one of those, I can do this. I can take the time to play this, and getting gold medals on story missions, that was fun. And at some point I was just like, you know what? I'm there. I can do this. And just the feeling of completing it, getting fully completion, especially with something that so few people have done, there is an immense amount of satisfaction in that.
And that's why I believe it's so low, because that's insane. GTA 5 is insane. There's so much to do. I can't even imagine 100 online. That's that breaks me.
That was kind of a slog.
Yeah, but you did it.
Yeah, I did it.
That's amazing, man. Hat off again. I'm gonna be praising you a lot for this entire list because a lot of your platinums are incredible. But I guess that's what happens when you have 29 platinums and 15 game completions. My number 9, unlike being my number 1, is Infamous 2. Infamous 2 is very special to me because it's not only my favorite game, it was also my first platinum.
Nice. I didn't know that.
I did have game completions on Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
But my first platinum, once I finally got... That's so weird, because I think I had a PS4 first, but then... Wait, no, I didn't. I had that PS3. Yeah. I think it was about a year before the PS4 came out. But yeah, Infamous 2 was my first platinum. Super proud. A lot of the stuff in it is just... It's fun. It's fun to do. Because some of these, you just look at the trophy list, and you go... Oh, I can do that. All right, I'll try and do that.
Did that require 2 playthroughs?
I'd say it may have required 3, but I only played the game through twice. So yes, it did, because endings.
Yeah.
And I think you need to be on polars.
Yeah.
You have to get polarizing status.
Uh-huh.
So that's a lot, especially for how big of a sandbox Infamous 2 is.
How do you think that compared against going through Saints Row 4 twice? It's obviously not the same since you didn't get all the trophies twice, but you did play through it twice.
Well, here's the thing. They're both amazingly written games, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I had an argument last week about Saints Row 4, and I have to defend it to the death. I love Saints Row 4. But the thing about Infamous 2, and it's my favorite game of all time, is I was invested the entire time in the story, and when you change allegiances, it really does move the story in a different direction. And Saints Row 4 is great and all, but I don't know. I guess it
doesn't have that same pull.
It just doesn't have. I just feel prouder with Infamous 2 just because it's Infamous 2.
Sure.
Where is our HD remake for the Infamous games without Second Son? Second Son is fantastic. Everybody play Second Son. It's my second favorite Infamous game. It's fantastic. I want them on the PS4. They're going to move Uncharted there. They should move Infamous. Because Infamous is fantastic. They even put it on one disc like a couple years after it came out. But I guess there just isn't enough interest. And I don't know why. But
yeah, I don't know.
Infamous 2. My 9th proudest platinum. My first favorite game. And my first platinum.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. My number 8 goes to The Witcher 3. I really like The Witcher 3. I haven't actually played any of the other ones. I talked about the game a lot in our best of for 2 years ago, something like that. Whenever it came out.
15, I believe, was that year.
Yeah.
15 was the year where we were so happy.
This one required. I don't think it required 2 playthroughs, but I played the first on a moderate difficulty, and then I went through again on the hardest difficulty, which was an absolute pain. It was kind of a nightmare. But I had to use some of the tools that you can just kind of ignore. It's like, oh, okay, you can use this minor buff on your sword temporarily against monsters of this type. And it's like, you play through the first time, it's like, I don't care about
You're
these.
not going to think about that.
Yeah, and then you play through on Death March and you're like, well, there's this werewolf that heals really fast, and so I have to just have every possible buff I can so I could take him down as fast as I can before he starts healing. And so there was that moment of, wow, I really need to investigate this monster. I need to see if I have the ingredients to concoct these oils. And so there was a sort of satisfaction in forcing you to play smarter and use the tools that the game gives you. There were some really bad trophies. There's one, I think, get 50 headshots with a crossbow. And you use the crossbow as a stun, like when you're playing in Bloodborne and you use your pistol. It's like you use your crossbow to just sort of knock people off guard. You can aim down the sight, but why would you want to? And you have to get the killing blow, so you have to take down 80% of their health with your sword, and then shoot them in the head. And it was so tedious, but I did it because I'm stupid, but I also really like that satisfaction and that feeling of completeness. It's all done. There's closure with that. I did it all. I even got all the DLC trophies because the DLCs are pretty good. But I'm not really gonna say I recommend playing it on the hardest difficulty because a part of me feels like it kind of wastes your time. But there is different sense of satisfaction on the hardest difficulty than on a normal playthrough.
Oh yeah, that's also a good way to give high marks to a game if you're doing all of the DLC trophies. That's you're a good game.
Yeah, right.
That's congratulations. Very, very proud of you. Very good. Oh, my number 8. You're familiar with this being number 8. My number 8 is Amplitude PS4.
Oh, that's very funny.
No, yeah. Number 8. Number 8 game of 2 years ago. Yeah, again, Amplitude has a very special place in my heart because I might still be ranked in the top 100 players, but it's gone to the wayside for something else I'll explain in the honorable mentions. Here's the thing. Amplitude PS4 does not have a lot of trophies. It has 10 to 12. But they knew exactly the trophies that they needed to put in the game that would make getting the platinum hard.
Yeah.
2 of which are multiplayer. Which are some of the rarest trophies in all of PlayStation Network. Because if you look it up on sites, it's 1%. I think even on the console, it's 0.3% of people who own this game have even attempted to play it with a friend. They were not so difficult, but
Just
we got
getting
them,
it, yeah.
and it was fun. The two of us.
Yeah, it is fun.
The two of us, because we got the platinum, both of us, because I mean we both had the game and we both
Love music games.
Love
and being
music
good at
games.
Music games.
and we were able to come together and get each other these platinums because not many people play Amplitude, and I love
Sure.
Amplitude. It got me into rhythm music games in the first place. But really, the trophy that's here is supering every song in the game.
Yeah.
Because that was the slog where I had a Post-it note and I was in college. And I took the Post-it note and I wrote down every song that I went through the entire track list. And every song that I failed on Super, I wrote it down on the Post-it note. And I stuck it above my desk. And every day, I would give each song at least 3 attempts. If I didn't get it, I stopped and I put the game down and I would try again the next day. And I think it was a couple weeks, but I got it.
Do you know what the last song was?
It was either those 2 campaign songs that I hate. I know I got Psycho Fortress first, which I was kind of surprised on.
Mm-hmm.
Of the last 4 I had, Synthesized and Assault on Psycho Fortress were on there.
Synthesized was a later one for me as well.
And then, God, I want to say Dalatect was one of them. Digital Paralysis and Astrocyte.
That's
were
what
the
I
2.
was thinking.
I
yeah.
believe that I beat Digital Paralysis first.
I think that was my last one. That
I think
song is so
Astrocyte
hard.
was the last. It's that stupid left, middle, right, middle, left. That's like, I mean, we're drummers. To drum, you got a bass pedal, and you have to separate your brain. And there is something about that pattern that just breaks me.
Yeah.
I cannot. My fingers lose their consistency. I think once or twice I actually did it, and I lose my mind whenever it happens. But yes, that's why Amplitude's on here for having like 10 total trophies. But Amplitude, one of the best rhythm music games of all time.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Number 8.
All right, my number 7 is Mass Effect 2.
Indeed. Wow. Indeed.
I really like Mass Effect 2.
You might.
A little more than The Witcher 3, actually.
Whoa.
But this one required, well, it didn't require 2 playthroughs, but I did it in 2, because one of them, it has some interesting trophies where one of them is, and I did this on Xbox, so one of them is beat the game after importing a character from Mass Effect 1. Alternatively, if you don't want to play or get Mass Effect 1, then you can just play the game twice. But then the other big one is just beat it on Insanity, which is again a huge nightmare.
Yeah.
It's really hard, but I was invested. I really liked the world of Mass Effect.
Yeah.
And I really liked the characters, and I liked doing a little bit of different options. I thought about doing, I was a good guy the first one. I thought about being a dick the second time. And after like the first or second like dialogue, where I picked the I'm a dick option, I was like, I don't really like this. So of course I was Commander Goody Two Shoes both times, but it was good. It was super annoying at the beginning. I think that's what happens with a lot of these, especially on the harder difficulties. The first like 20 to 30% is the absolute hardest part, and then it gets easier. Like the more well-equipped you are, the more you notice these patterns, because you can get into a firefight in the first couple areas, and they just out-heal. You can't put out enough damage, and so you're like, well, I gotta think of what can I do to do this? I need more biotics. I need a better team composition, and you do figure that stuff out, and it just stops being as much of an issue, and it just is like, well, I'll just be careful.
Oh yeah.
I died a lot, but I did it. I'm proud of it. I really like Mass Effect 2.
And how much planet sweeping did you do?
I did enough planet sweeping. I think there's probably one for get maybe not all the tech, but get a lot of the tech, and you have to do planet sweeping for that.
Oh yeah, you do. I figured I may have noticed that if I didn't do literally all of the planet sweeping when I played Mass Effect 2. No, Mass Effect 2 is incredible. It's my favorite Mass Effect game. Once planet sweeping was a little lame, not a fan of Mako. Yeah, really, like it says a lot, because that's a considered an RPG, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's choice.
Like an action RPG.
Yeah.
But like, it's not
You
my.
play a role.
It's not my cup of tea.
Sure.
And Mass Effect really sold me on the world. It's really a great game, and it might not make my top 40 when we do that again, but I really did love Mass Effect 2. It's a fantastic game. And congratulations again. My number 7, very, very recent number 7, is Unravel.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the platinum in Unravel, and this again is a story of basically one trophy that had to be done, and the one trophy is go through the game without dying. Unravel has, I believe, it's either 10 or 12 levels, and the levels are about, I'm trying to think, maybe like a 20 to 30 minute commitment.
Okay.
So you have to make it through a 20 to 30 minute puzzle game without landing in that water, without getting crushed, without dying, without the worst one. There's one in the middle, the worst one I had. There's an instance where you have to run in open field, and there's a bird. And if you don't get there in time, the bird just gets you. And you can't run, you have one speed, it's a puzzle game, and sometimes it's luck that the bird does or doesn't get you. Because you just have to make it in time. You have to get into shelter before the bird just sweeps down.
Weird.
And picks you up. This one's literally a simple one. It's just, I'm proud I got the platinum. I'm happy I decided to even try to get the platinum because I remember reading that and saying, it's hard. But like with some puzzle games, I just end up going back through and doing it. Like I have 100% on Hue, which does not have a platinum. But that one was more or less just get all the beakers. Mm-hmm. And the beakers are in some fun spots, but I ended up looking that one up a little bit. Trying to think of Unravel. Oh yeah, and Unravel also has the, there's buttons on every level. And that...
The collectible buttons.
Yeah, and that's a lookup. Everything that's always collectible is a lookup. And honestly, when I have to look something up, it does not detract from my enjoyment of getting a platinum.
Sure, it's like sometimes like I kind of like Bully because in the map for Bully, at least on the 360, it just shows you where the rubber bands are.
Yeah,
you gotta collect them all. It's fine. It's like I'm gonna do that anyways.
And it's exactly like that. Like Infamous 2, Saints Row 4.
Yeah,
literally. Well, Saints Row 4. Once you get enough of the clusters, then they just show up on your map.
I think that's probably the best.
And the exact same thing happens in Infamous 2. Literally, once you get enough of the shards, they all show up on your map, and you can just collect all the shards.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way of handling
that's
that.
the good way to do it. When you just naturally find things, and then the game helps you because it understands that you're finding things. It's like, well, you care about this.
Yeah.
So we'll just show it for you. Or... And I know this is even maybe controversial. Even when a game allows you to buy a map that shows the things.
Oh yeah, like
when it's within game, it's a little bit better. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying it doesn't totally detract from a game when I have to look it up.
Sure.
Just for the collectibles in Unravel. So yeah, Unravel.
Cool. My number 6 goes out to a game that's very dear to me. I'm sorry for one-upping you. My number 6 is BioShock. Because I've completed this 3 times.
Oh, man. But you should. You should complete it 3 times.
Yeah.
I want to complete it once, but I just keep... Too many games in this world. Keep moving forward.
Yeah. BioShock, once on the PS3, once on the PS4, once on the Xbox. I didn't need to.
On the 360.
Yeah.
I mean, you have an Xbox One now, so...
Sure.
You can do it a 4th time.
Yeah, and, I've probably played through this game 5-6 times now, and when I went for it on the PS4, it was like sort of all-in-one playthrough, and it was sort of satisfying that I could do that. And it was, again, one of those things where, starting off, it's very difficult. You take a lot of damage, and you don't deal out that much damage.
Yeah.
But you can just have such a fun build where you're really cool with the wrench, and the wrench freezes people and gives you health, and you swing it really fast. And I'm like, cool, I don't need to worry about ammo. I don't need to worry about money because I don't need to worry about ammo.
It sounds like this is what I should do for my second playthrough.
I highly recommend it. It's tough until like you get far enough. I'm all about telekinesis, throwing bodies into bodies.
Yeah.
And so it's like
throwing beds into corridors.
yeah. So it's all that, and then it's all wrench. Once you get far enough, probably Fort Frolic, you can build a tonic that makes you heal yourself.
Oh yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. Obviously, I love the story. I do like the radio recordings. You know, you have to find all of them. I like the there's an achievement in BioShock 2 that I think I like more, which is just find 100 of the 120. So you don't have to go through and find everyone, but at least you can see the listing of which ones you got. You can sort of compare it. It's not too bad. There are some sort of missable ones, but I think they're not. I wouldn't advise going for all the trophies on your first run.
Yeah.
I think you should just play through it.
I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, I don't think you want to play with just a wrench on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, right. Without using Vita chambers.
Yeah.
Just save a lot.
Yeah. Oh my god, I will always remember that when I came over and you were playing BioShock and you're like, okay, so I'm in this corner and there's a Big Daddy and he's got me cornered and my save literally
it was a grenade. It was falling and I saved as it was falling and I had no health and no health packs. And so I was like, all right, I have a second to switch to telekinesis and grab this. Go.
Damn it. Load save. Go.
Yeah. But I got it. I managed. I worked my way out of that trap. It was funny.
And what time, I was going to say, what time was that you getting the platinum? Like, first, second?
That was probably the first one.
Oh.
Yeah. It was way back.
You learn from your mistakes.
Yeah. I save when all the enemies are dead.
It's the way to do it. I want to replay BioShock. I love that game so much. I played it once, and it's still a top 10 game. I love it. Love it. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop talking about it to people. Everybody play BioShock. Infinite's overrated. My number 6 is a game that's also very near and dear to my heart. Probably a top 10 game of all time for me. My number 6 is Titanfall 2.
Nice. I dig it.
Titanfall 2... of course, being the best Call of Duty of probably the last 5 years. Of course, you have to go through the game on the hardest difficulty. It's a blast. Going through the hardest difficulty is just fun. It's not miserable like games that come later down this list. It's just fun. Enemies, they're stompable, but on your hardest difficulty, they put up a damn fight. Because when there's a lot of them, they will shoot you from everywhere. They will come out of cover and run at you. And then fighting Titans. Titans are dicks.
Oh my god, yeah.
I cannot tell you how long I was stuck on Viper, who is the North Star. And I was like, what? Honestly, your answer to everything is... I might have actually beaten him with Scorch. Because Scorch is my favorite Titan. But I think I had to do it with Tone. Because you just... Tone's
OP.
Tone is OP in every case and scenario. I can't use him online because update on Titanfall 2. Fuck people who are still playing Titanfall 2. You are all so good. It hurts my feelings. I cannot play Titanfall 2 online anymore, but I still I remember the good times.
Yeah.
You bought the game.
Hold them near and dear.
It's like you in COD 4, where you were playing it in its prime, and it was just... the best thing ever. Mm-hmm. And I remember the good times of Titanfall 2. I can recommend the game endlessly, but not now. Unless I just tell people to play the campaign.
I think one of the cool things is I always hate Call of Duty, World at War. You have that one mission where you're in the tank. I always feel less capable inside a big machine because outside you have regenerating health and you're small and nimble. And that's kind of the same in Titanfall. But for the most part, I was like, you know what? I think the Titans are pretty powerful. And you can go around and you can find health pickups. And it doesn't have that extreme disconnect of, I'd rather just be the dude.
Yeah. There are a lot of health pickups, and there is a lot of things that damage the shit out of you. Yeah. It's a lot together. Yeah. And that's what makes it so good. Mm-hmm. And elephant in the room... why is this on here really? It's on here because it becomes the master.
Because of that
trial. Because of the one time trial in the game.
It's so good.
It is so good. It's so well made. And it's just once.
Yeah.
And it was 4.5 hours of my life where I sat down and I said, now I do becomes the master.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to look up a damn thing. And I know that you had released the video before of your run, and I didn't remember it. And I went through my own way. And you guys can look at our runs. Our runs are dead ties. I don't know how that happened. And our runs are so different. Mine is so sloppy, and yours is so refined. I didn't know that you could pull out the grenade and hold it while you were running. So every time I just throw spam and if it didn't go in the right place, restart.
Yeah.
And that was how I played it. And mine is so choppy and yours is so refined. We got the exact same time.
Yeah.
And
there's some innovation in yours somewhere, you know. I think I had a bad ending. You had a great ending.
I found a great way to end. I had a terrible middle. I stunned myself.
Yeah, that's true.
I got the same time by stunning myself. I was like, how do you even do that? How do you get the trophy? Well, and I remember thinking as I was going through the run, I'm like, I should probably restart. But I kept going. Comes the master. One of the top 5 trophies.
It's good.
Reason that Titanfall 2 is number 6 on here.
It's
For the love of God, play Titanfall 2's campaign. The game is so cheap. I hate everything about life. Because of Titanfall 2's fall. Please, play Titanfall 2's campaign, everybody.
Alright, so where are we at? Number 5?
Number 5.
I'm number 5. Number 5, Persona 5.
You platinum Persona 5? Wait, whoa, wait. Hold the phone. Your 5s were very cool. But that just hit me really hard.
Yeah.
Damn.
We'll be talking about this later. Guaranteed. I love Persona 5. This platinum probably took me around 200 hours. And at no point was I like, I don't want to play this game. The entire time I was like, I still, I want to play through. It took me 2 playthroughs. I'm pretty sure you need 2 playthroughs just because, don't try and do it all on the first go.
Yeah.
Just do the new game plus. You keep your stats, or at least you keep your Persona registry, and you keep your top tier weapon, and you keep your like social skills. Not your confidence statuses, but then you can go through the first 3-4 dungeons in one day, because you can just pull out a very powerful persona, and equip everybody with really powerful weapons and just rush every battle, and it's pretty fun. It's really satisfying. At no point was I like, oh god, I can't believe I gotta do this again. One time I died to something really dumb, and I was like, I didn't save for like 30 minutes.
Oh.
But like. It doesn't matter that much. I think it just has a really, really good story, and the way it presents itself is so different from any turn-based RPG, especially any JRPG, aside from previous Persona games, because it just has so much style, and every encounter, there is thought to it. You can just, like I said, you can't just do attack. You can just stand there, just hit him with your weapon. But it comes down to like a management thing, where like, well, if I want to get this far, this is what I would have to do. I can just run away from this guy, but then there'll be like 2 that I have to sort of dodge around in the shadows. They're not random encounters. You can basically set up when you're going to get into every fight, and that's only half the game. The other half is the shit you do during the day, talking to your buddies. I love that. I love that shit. I love anime friendship shit. It was just really, really good, really satisfying, and it was one of those, once I finished it, I was like, well, now what am I gonna do? Because after spending that long, you're like, you get so invested. There's a sense of like comfort coming home, and just sitting down, it's like, all right, I'm gonna go through another few days in Persona.
The good games do that to you. Because,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to spoil anything for this year, but, there was a point this year where somebody asked me what game I was playing, and I had to answer nothing. And I felt empty for a moment until I found another game, and then I was like, okay, back to the grind. My number 5. Now, some platinums, not all platinums should be treated equally. Obviously, if you play a Telltale game, those platinums are remarkably easy, and they take no effort at all. Some games are formatted in a way that their platinums are just made harder, you know? My number 5... as it was my number 5 on the 2016 list, is Rainbow Six Siege.
God.
Multiplayer
Fuck
trophies.
that platinum.
Multiplayer trophies are very, very difficult. This is not the last on this list for obvious reasons, because multiplayer trophies are just sickening. Kill a guy with a breaching charge. Yeah, right. Like, I don't even remember the multiplayer ones, mainly because we had to spend so much time killing terrorists.
Wasn't one of the last ones you got breached through an enforced wall with thermite?
With thermite was one of the last ones, because I never used thermite.
Because I always played thermite.
He always used thermite, and Rainbow Six Siege is a game you play with other people. It's a great game, very similar to Titanfall 2. I cannot play it anymore, and I wish I could.
People are really good.
People are really good, and I am most definitely not. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, you can't play Blitz forever, you know?
Now he's got to rework. If you want to play it again, you're like, well, why is he running? Don't make sense.
Yeah, it's just, it's too far gone. It's too far gone.
I got that platinum too. Fuck that platinum.
That platinum, you say fuck that platinum, but I had fun. I really did have fun. I'm proud of it. I had fun. I would just get home and I'd be like, all right, let's play some terrorist hunt.
At the very least, at least it has tracking stats. You have to go online. You have to go online, but at least you can see how close you are.
But you can see how close you are to killing 2,500 terrorists. Yes, correct.
God.
You are right. Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege. Fun time.
All right. My number 4, I'm breaking the rules for this one. For this one and this one only. My number 4 is Tony Hawk's Underground 2.
Okay. That's fair.
I 100%ed this game.
Yeah, that's good enough.
I beat Classic on all the difficulties. I beat Sick on all the Story Mode, Campaign on all the difficulties. I completed all the objectives on all the difficulties. And... dumbest of all, I got all the gaps. I got every gap in every map in Tony Hawk's Underground 2. Because that game is so fun. Oh, and I maxed out my stats on Sick for both. Which is not easy. Trying to tell me, I can't remember if it's 30 or 50 grab tricks in a single combo. And then 50 or 70 flip tricks in a single combo. Yeah, I did it. So what? The game's so good.
I know.
Soundtrack is so good.
You undervalue how good that game is, even when you say it right here.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's gotta be working its way up.
The problem is I feel like you should like Tony Hawk Underground as much as I like NBA Street Volume 2.
I probably do.
That's why. I'm like, that game will always be perfect to me in every regard. No sports game will come anywhere close. No Tony Hawk, no arcade game like that will ever come that close to you either.
Yeah.
I'm sure when you were playing Steep, you're like, close.
Yeah, it sucks because, like Saints Row, people give this game shit because Tony Hawk's Underground 1 had a really good story, and Tony Hawk Underground 2 was like, well, we're just going to do Jackass. But the one thing I have is this one also had Classic Mode.
Yeah.
You could go Classic Mode through, so many maps because you could also do it through all of the regular story mode maps, which you couldn't do in Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. It's okay. It gets props because in American Wasteland you could do co-op classic mode. That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
But there's only 6 maps.
Yeah.
That's lame as hell. Underground 2 is just really good.
It's deserving to be on here.
And I was super, super happy when I finally figured out those last few gaps. They're really weird. And it's because it's something there's one just called Weird Transfer or something like that. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I saw a location of where it would be, and I couldn't figure out how you would do a transfer between the two. And then I did. And I was like, well, that's dumb.
And was this pre-internet or did you?
I think it wasn't the internet. I think my friend had a strategy guide.
Okay.
So I used a Gap strategy guide.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. God.
I think you're undervaluing this platinum as well as you're undervaluing undergrad too. This is all so cool.
There is so much satisfaction in doing that at that time for a game that I loved that had just had endless replayability. Before tracking, before going and finding it all on the internet.
No.
When I was a kid and had all the time to do that,
Yeah.
That was it. That was what I did. Tony Hawk Underground 2. What a jam.
I wish Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 was almost as good. And I wish I didn't cheat because I was a dumb child. Ooh. I just made the pre-update Minecraft sound. Ooh. Ooh. Every time I get hit. My number 4, let's talk about games we love, My number 4 is actually, I'm cheating also. My number 4 is Call of Duty World at War twice.
You're not
because
cheating.
Technically, I do not have the game completion on Xbox.
Oh, God.
Because I am not a 10th 65. But I will tell you one thing. I'm working on it.
You're going to get there.
Call of Duty World at War's campaign is one of the circles of hell.
Oh my God, so hard.
Very much convinced it is so insanely hard. There are grenades everywhere. But it's so hard, it fixes you. It makes your reflexes better. It makes you not make stupid mistakes. It makes you fast. It really, really makes you grow in a way. And this is me saying this because I got the platinum a year ago. Where I just kind of decided last summer, you know what? I want the platinum. I just decided. I think last year was probably my renaissance of platinums. Where I'm like...
The golden age.
The golden age, where I'm like, let's do this. I want to platinum things. And after I'd started playing... I think I'd gotten a little Xbox Live, and I'd started playing Call of Duty again a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm also going to get the platinum. You know what? Why not? Get the platinum on PS3, come over... I know I had Rowan mad at me that one time because I was sitting in the living room playing and I was getting so frustrated.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Rowan, because I know that they watch me do that sort of stuff, and it's like, obviously they don't have the same patience, but it's like just seeing somebody make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
And not learning from it. It's got to be frustrating.
And I know that this is both of us.
Oh, yeah.
Because we do games like this where it's just repetitive motion in order to get the platinum, so you just get so frustrated and loud and angry. And the other thing about this campaign's platinum is just, I could name 5 to 10 places in the game where you're stuck.
I was going to bring that up. I was going to say, what's your favorite part? Is it getting into the Reichstag?
Getting into the Reichstag was literally what I was talking about that made Rowan mad.
Yeah.
Where they said, you know what? Why don't you give this a break? And I'm like, I should, but I'm going to lose my muscle memory.
Right.
I'm starting to get it. I'm starting to get a little farther. The Reichstag is miserable. Right before you get to the flag, right before you get to the flag in the very end, where you have to go upstairs and you're in Dome. You're in the multiplayer map. Dome, when you're in that Dome, it's so hard. Oh man, I'd love to just name them.
The sniper duel was pretty tough for me.
Sniper duel was super easy this time.
Oh yeah, you nailed it.
I fucking nailed it. I look up and he's literally on those. I was like, well, there he is. Boop.
I think the last hard one that I remember is that one part in the trenches.
Part in the trenches.
It's kind of in the middle of the game. You're one of the Russians, and grenades are just everywhere.
The very beginning of God, I'm trying to remember if it is a map. You're with the Americans. It's a one name title. The very beginning of, I want to say like Reckless. You start out on a tank. You get the tank blows up. You get off the tank. There are like 20 enemies in front of you everywhere.
Up, you get off the tank, you die.
You have a Browning.
Yeah.
I think that one other than like the very end, getting into the right stag, that one has to be one of the, like, I was on that for 2 hours. And I'm sorry, I know everybody was sleeping when I did that one. That was bad. Extra trophies, I don't remember. I was going for the zombie trophies for a while, but a lot of those are the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
Get every Wonder Waffle weapon. Nah, that's random. I can't control that one.
There's death cards, which are like, they're alright.
Yeah, some of them I did find on my own.
Mm-hmm. You want to talk about your favorite trophy? Lights out?
Fucking lights out.
Or
shoot down
shoot
45
down
zeros. I think after a point, the game gives you mercy. And it lets you have extra time on the very end. I think that's what happens, where they're like, okay, you're at like 30. We're going to help you out. You need to shoot down 45, buddy.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's a rite of passage to make it through World at War on Veteran.
Yeah.
If you do it, you can brag about it endlessly.
Yeah.
Call of Duty World at War, the best Call of Duty, did it twice. Almost did it twice. I'll tell you guys when I get there.
All right. My number 3 goes to Crash Bandicoot 1. Maybe it's not. I think there might be some recency bias in this.
Okay.
But there's also satisfaction in I got that, and I also got both trophies for the DLC map, Stormy Ascent, which is a huge nightmare.
Yeah,
because
I've heard
you have to do a time trial on that, and you have to beat it without dying.
Isn't it like 4.5 minutes?
It's up there, and that was it. Like, this requires you to get gold relics on everything, and some of them, this didn't have time trials to begin with, right? When Crash 1 came out.
That is an addition?
Mm-hmm. It was an addition to 1 and 2.
Okay.
But, Crash 1 didn't have time trials, and so one of the last maps that I did, I think it was called Sunset View or something. And that was like a 4.5 minute map. It kind of reminded me of playing Rock Band. You try to 100% a 4.5 minute song.
Ugh.
Or like, You can make it so far, but then you make one mistake. You get in your head, and it's always the same thing. Every single time, it's always the same thing. But it's like, well, I can do this. I can maybe skip this enemy here, or I can use star power here, or something like that. But it's fucking hard.
Yeah,
it's fucking hard. And that one has the least movement options. And honestly, that's for sure my least favorite of the original 3 Crashes.
Yeah.
Like with everybody else.
That makes sense.
That one just has weird map design. 2's still the best. 3's too many weird levels. But that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
Crash 1, super hard, super proud. It's a nice thin to have and never look back on.
Yeah. I have seen Crash 1 break people, so you're
I have too.
You're
I have
right.
too.
You're right. I'm also coming around on it, like a little bit. Like I've played it a little bit. I'm like, I'm a little harsh on Crash. It's all right. Okay, my top 3 games are completely different.
Nice.
They are nothing alike. My number 3 is based on 1 trophy, and it is my highest open world game. And I haven't said a lot of open world games for a little while. This trophy is maddening because... Should I intro the game before I talk about the trophy?
Sure.
My number 3 is Infamous 1.
Oh my fucking god, yeah. I was gonna say, this better show up on your list.
Infamous is my 3rd favorite Infamous game. There are 4, to be fair. So,
get fucked.
Better not
first
show
light.
up first light. Better not fucking show up. I know that is a lot of golds, and you're proud of your golds, but there is 1 trophy, and that trophy is get all the shards. Now, you see, in Infamous 2, when you got most of the shards, they're like, here are the shards. Honestly, we talked about this earlier. In Infamous 1, that does not happen. There are 250 shards. You don't get help. There's no way to know what one you missed. I was looking up online. I'm like, what are some commonly missed shards? My first playthrough, I got 246.
Oh my god.
My second playthrough, I got 248. My third playthrough, I got 249. My 4th playthrough, I got
Oh
it.
my god.
I had to play the game through 4 times just for the platinum.
Oh my god.
Infamous is my favorite series of games. I have platinumed all of them. Getting all of the shards, it was literally, I would start the game and I would not do anything but go for shards. I started in the first area. If I saw a shard, I went for it. If I saw another shard, I went for it. I kept going for shards. Infamous has dark zones at the beginning where you have to get the power up. If the island was accessible to me, I went for every shard. Enemies would kill you instantly. I did not care. I kept going. And if my health got low, I was like, all right, I know what direction I went. I'll go straight back. I'll charge up, get healthy again, and I will go back into the yonder. And I remember, I do the perimeter, anything close to the perimeter of islands. This might be my proudest trophy. It is not my proudest platinum just because it is one trophy. That was it. Is that one trophy. So I ended up
dedication.
Yeah. Infamous 2 was definitely my first platinum. This was not far behind. I think it may have actually been far behind because this shard thing was so miserable. It may have been like my 6th or 7th platinum because I put it off. Because I'm like, this is awful. This is the worst. But I did it. Infamous, collect all the shards. Ouchies.
Ouch. Alright, my number 2. You know what it is. You didn't know it was my number 2, but you were probably expecting it. It's Overwatch. Because, fuck those trophies.
Fuck those trophies.
They're really clever. And I'll say this. For an all-multiplayer game, that's probably the best thing that you could do.
Yeah.
I thought they had some really interesting ideas. You know, just have 2 for every character. One is based on their ult, one is based on their abilities.
Yeah.
Except for Reapers, which is just get 3 kills without reloading.
Maddening.
Super hard. But after some point, you know, you just playing the game normally, you probably get like 30% of them.
Yeah, you
maybe
do.
40, 50.
You do, just trying to like run around.
And then you're like,
characters.
well, now I just got to try and get Bastions. So I'm going to play Bastion.
Oh, that is...
Gets trounced on.
That is what happens. That's literally what happens. You're like, I have these 6 players with trophies left. This is who I'm playing.
And then it just comes down to, wow, I really hope I got this one randomly early on. Oh, I didn't. You gotta get 2 deflect kills with Genji. Everybody knows how to play Bastion now. They're not just gonna shoot at you anymore.
That's the thing. This platinum had a half-life.
Yeah, it absolutely gets harder the farther you go.
It's done. Rowan plays the game way more. Rowan may have played the game more than us combined. Didn't get the platinum. I feel terrible.
Yeah. How's Rowan gonna get the 3 Symmetra teleporters one? That's different now.
It's different now.
Symmetra's
been reworked.
Symmetra's all isn't even the shield generator anymore. It's just a big wall.
But she still has a teleporter, right?
Yeah, that's just one of her regular abilities.
What? Oh my god. I mean, I would love to play Overwatch again. I haven't played it in a while. And I think it has a better life than Rainbow Six and Titanfall 2. I think it's still playable.
Yeah, it's certainly still fun as just let's just play a couple games every now and then.
I still have it downloaded. Yeah. So I mean, if you want to play, man, hit me up.
No.
I do have a guy at work who's like, I want to get a team of 6 together. And I was like, I still have the game downloaded. You just tell me and we'll do this. You should finish it. I was gonna finish it off for you, but
yeah, I'm just.
But you're talking about
my last one. My last one was the Genji one. I'm trying to think.
My last one was 4 kills with Junkrat. With the Riptire. That was my last one. Like, second to last one was, I think, the Zenyatta one.
Oh god, there's
the one that
Rapid Discord.
Rapid Discord.
That one was super hard.
It's like throw Discord, throw Discord, throw Discord, go.
I will say, I think it's cool that they give you something for getting the trophies. You know, each one you get 2 sprays for each trophy for each character.
That's badass.
I wish you would get a skin.
Yes,
because it would be so cool to see. This person is badass.
Yeah, you should get like
A hat?
Like a green or blue skin. Like, not a super rare that's, like, hurtful, but one that's, like, a decent skin.
It's just something that's noticeable.
Yeah.
You know?
And you can only get it with the trophy. That'd be...
Whatever.
Well,
Sprays are fine. I'll show people pixels and yeah, and they'll be like, oh shit, this guy knows what's up.
Oh yeah, the pixel.
Pixel Lucio.
That's...
Like, this guy hangs out
Oh no! Oh no! Lucio's was so bad. There's so many. There's so many that are so bad. They're the worst. Divas.
Divas is one of my
once people learned what Divas alt were, they're like, no.
Bro still gets 5 kills with Diva bombs every once in a while. I'm like, what the hell? I did this once.
I've never gotten 5. I got 4 once for the trophy. Overwatch. Just why? Okay. My number 2 game it's very much like getting all the shards. It's a story of perseverance. And a story of never giving up. And a story of a broken game that shook me to the core. But you know what? I did it. And I finally did it. And very similar. It's just a couple trophies that were just made impossible by a not popular game. My number 2 is Flat Out 4.
Oh my god. I forgot about that.
I looked online on that website we use. I think it's psnprofiles.com, where certain people register. The rarest trophy is actually Jay Will Be Proud, which is just play the game by yourself a fuck ton. Get as much money as you can. Just buy all the cards. It's hard. I played a lot of demo derbies. I watched so many podcasts. I watched so many videos while I used the Fin to mode and bullied computers into submission endlessly. That might be one of the most broken elements of a game is the Fin to mode. It's unstoppable. It produces points. I got second or third like once or twice. You just get first. Because the demo derby is not based on who's last. It's based on who did the most damage. Not a way that you should format a demo derby. Okay, so that one wasn't too hard for me because I was like, I'm going to get the platinum for this game. I'm going to make a video about it, and I'm going to get the platinum. So I bought it maybe 4 months after the game came out, and online servers were dead. Let's say dead. There are online trophies in this game. One is destroy 20 enemies. Good God, no. That was hard. Very hard. And, like, I just remember these instances. When I got it at the end, I got 7. I got 7 destructions because a guy stuck with me before work. He stayed with me. He was playing with me, and I kept beating him, and he didn't leave. I started throwing games because I'm like, I don't want this guy to leave. This is my only chance to demolish people. If it was close, I would do what I could to let him destroy me. I'm like, I want you to stay. And I literally, after I got the platinum, I sent that guy a message. It was like, you got me the platinum. I will forever be in your debt. Because I couldn't have done it any other way. Slam 100 cars in races. Very, very similar problem. When it just disconnected people, I have a feeling it must have had something to do with my home internet. Because when I moved up to live with you guys, connection got better. Like, games were not broken. There wasn't a car sitting in the start and nothing happening. Game started to work, so it may have helped. Like, win all those races. I mean, that was just time consuming because I had to just run races. It wasn't fun, but I wanted it. And I did it.
I think you went into more depth with this on your video specifically about this game.
Yes.
But I think one of the most important things about it is there was a timer, you know. The longer time went on, it was going to be harder for you to get that.
Yeah.
And you got it, and it may not be possible to get anymore.
I could almost guarantee that there is no way you can get a platinum in this game anywhere. But that's fine because there is no reason you should buy Flat Out 4. If you want to play a fun racing game, you need to go backwards. They even have Burnout Paradise, and I assume that God, I can't even lie through my teeth. I hate Burnout Paradise so much. It ruined Burnout. What I would say is go back to the PS2 era because those games were good. Flat Out 4 it's It's kind of there.
Keep an eye out for Wreckfest. They got the people that made Flat Out 2. They're making a game. It released on PC. It's releasing on consoles, I think, in October, November.
I'd love it.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a game like that.
It's gotten good reception, so.
That sounds good. Don't ever own Flat Out 4. If you get the platinum, you're owed a lot. You are owed a lot, sir.
All right, one honorable mention?
One honorable mention a person.
All right, my one honorable mention goes out to Biggest Heartbreak, Rock Band 2.
Oh,
I was so close to getting the platinum. And if you don't know, you have to play through the endless set list, which is all, I think, 82 songs in Rock Band 2 in one session. There's a trophy for doing it on expert, hard, and medium. I played with 2 other people. They were on medium. I was on expert. So naturally, I get the trophy for completing it on medium. And that was it. And then there's a trophy for doing it without pausing or failing. And one of their guitars' batteries died.
Wow.
So, I never failed on drums. I played on expert. Those are 3 trophies that I would have to spend 7 hours again to get. In one sitting.
7 hours, I don't even think... You sure you'd have to do it once? It sounds like you'd have... Oh, wait, no. If you get expert, do you get hard?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I was going to say, if you have to do these again...
No, they cascade. They should have, for me.
Sir.
They did not.
Sir.
Biggest Heartbreak.
Sir.
Rock Band 2.
I don't know if you know. You can stream online now. I would be very willing to try it with you. I'd probably go through on hard just to make sure. Just to be solid. I'd be solid just to make sure.
Did you not hear the
wait,
story?
I literally just heard the story. I will sing my heart out.
God.
I think I'm good enough that I don't fail guitar songs. I think I'm good enough. God, I hope I'm good enough. Hot for Teacher isn't on Rock Band 2, right?
No, but it does have Painkiller and Panic Attack and P-Cells and Battery.
Okay. I think I can play Battery. I think I've gotten Battery before. Well, yours is a heartbreak. Mine is impending. Because this will be very, very high when I get it. My honorable mention is Thumper.
What is Thumper?
Thumper is a rhythm music game.
Oh, okay.
Recently purchased by me. And when I say recently, I'd say it's been 3-4 weeks. Maybe a month, I don't know. You'd have the Snapchat transcripts to tell me.
Does Snapchat keep transcripts?
Hell no. But if you save memories, you do. Yeah, Thumper is something else, you know. The platinum in the game is just beat every level while doing every segment perfect. And there are 9 levels in the game, and I just beat 7 yesterday.
Nice.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to beat it. It's going to be one of my proudest. As a time trial, don't make mistake game, it's a lot. And sometimes even, there are 2 main specifications that I definitely know will knock you down a letter grade. Don't take damage, don't miss any of the beats. So there are always beats, but there are additional things. There are lines, there are rings that you have to jump into. There are turns, but obviously if you miss a turn, you take damage. Lines, if you don't hold down your action button, you take damage. But I have been demoted letter grades for not getting enough rings or lines before. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes to fly, you have to make a perfect turn. Sometimes they're just lanes. The game has lanes in it too, so then you have to move. Bosses you have to do in one run. Which bosses are, when you shoot a thing, they are endless until you beat them, until you get through a progression and then beat them. Thumper is a rhythm music game. I'm going to leave it at that.
I got one question.
What?
How's the music?
The music is thematic.
Oh, okay.
You cannot listen to the music outside of the game because it is all situational based on how it sounds.
Okay.
It is all a nightmare. I would not recommend trying to listen to the music outside of playing the game. The game is an experience. I'm going to stop talking about Thumper now.
See you in a few months.
So, see you in a few months. Hopefully. hopefully see you in a few months. I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to hold back.
Well, with that...
See you in a few months platinum also. No, not in a few months. I'm going to have this in weeks.
With that, we move to my number 1. Recency bias is pretty huge on this one.
Okay.
But this is absolutely a right now, this means a lot to me. I think this is honestly the most recent platinum that I've gotten. It was a teeth-grittingly, fist-clenchingly, frustratingly beautiful time. My proudest platinum right now is Celeste.
Oh, wow.
It's not the rarest. It's actually... Because, Celeste, it's a super hard side-scrolling platformer, People buy the game on the pretense of, I want a super hard game with incredibly tight controls and great music and wonderful pixel art.
Yeah.
So, 7% of people have the platinum in there. It's not like it's pretty high.
That's a lot.
It's not like the 0.1% of Grand Theft Auto 5, but
my 0.2% of Flat Out 4.
But it's fucking hard. That game is so hard because you go through the game, and it's normal, right? And it tallies up how many deaths you have, ranging from, I don't know, maybe 100, 200 on the first, or like 500 later on. And then you unlock the B-side, which is like a super long and difficult version of the original level. And then you unlock a C-side, which is, it's only 3 screens. The first 2 are generally pretty small, and the last one is incredibly long. And each one, in the first one, you make a jump, and you have a little waiting time in the middle platform, and then you have a jump, you have a little time. The C-side, each screen you have to do in one motion. And I'll be showing you, and you'll see some of these. Like, the last screen of some of these C-sides, it's like 40 seconds of just precision. Absolute precision.
Wow.
And it's muscle memory. And it's like, okay, I do this, here I'm doing this, here I'm doing this. I have to make sure I do this. I messed this one up before. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Don't forget, don't forget. And it is so much be in the right mental space. Have the right muscle memory. Yeah. Don't have your fingers be jittery.
Yeah.
Rowan must have hated it, watching that over and over, dying, over and over. But it's just so satisfying. And that's the theme of this story. One of the big things about this one is it's one of the first super hard platformers that takes itself seriously and has something to say. And at the end of the very last seaside, second to last one, where you're at the top of the mountain, there's a character that you've seen before, and she's up there, and before you're like, well, what is this old woman doing? She just sort of wards people away from the mountain, but obviously she made it to the top of the mountain, and she kind of laughs, and she says something like, it's kind of sad, you get addicted to the struggle, and now once you've completed it, well, now what do you do? And I'm like, oh my god.
So what you're saying is that Celeste is like an allegory, and it means more.
Yeah.
Than what it's almost what it's intending.
Yeah, it thematically is woven into its gameplay. It's got more of a story to it that you'll go through on the A side, and then the B and C sides are just, this is fucking difficult, But, you go through it, and there's okay, I come home, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get this level done, I don't care if it takes me 3 hours, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get this one level. I'm that much closer. And now I'm done with it. And now I'm like, well, now what do I do? There's a simplicity in knowing there's only one way to move forward in this level, and I just have to do it right. It's not like an open world where it's like, well, you can do anything. No, it's just do this one thing really fucking well.
Yeah.
And that's just what I need right now.
Yeah.
It's good to know that I can do that one thing really fucking well.
Yeah. It's astonishing how similar Celeste is to Thumper. I'm going through literally word for word the same thing you are.
There you go.
Other than the fact that, yours is a side-scrolling pixel art game, and mine is a nightmare. It's both. You got a minute to go through this rhythm music game, and in the end, it's similar. It leaves you with this dread.
Well, I think I know what I'll be getting into next, then.
1,000,000%. recommend Thumper to everybody and every person, and I think you're gonna fucking love it. I mean, I made enough of a hubbub about Amplitude and how, you know, I was like offended but I get it. Thumper's different. I'm gonna stop talking about Thumper now. Have you concluded with Celeste?
I think so. Obviously, I'm not going to say the same thing as you. I don't think everybody should play this game.
Yeah.
I think certain people should play this game.
Well,
and if it appeals to you, you'll get a lot out of it.
All the same, I'm saying not everybody should play Thumper either. I'm saying you should play Thumper.
Okay.
But if you like rhythm music games, you should play Thumper. See you in a few months.
That's it. I'm done.
So, like, recent bias. It sucks, right? You know? Recent bias? We were so close. God damn it. We were so close.
We were so close.
It's good to be close again. And that's what I knew when I was forming this list. I'm like, finally, we're going to be close again. I know we're going to be close on this because of the misery that is the platinum for Overwatch. What the hell? What the hell? The platinum, it makes, I mean, you'll get the ones that are just there. You'll get Zarya's, no effort. May's were the easiest. I main May, and hers were the easiest. So for what, weeks, maybe even a month, I couldn't play my character because the platinum was so easy.
Yeah.
I might say this is my proudest platinum because it did ruin Overwatch. It ruined it. Once I got that platinum, I was like, oh, snap. Like, I shared it on my Facebook. I shared it to everybody. I had friends at work that are like, damn, dude, you got the platinum in Overwatch? And I'm like, I fucking did. It's great.
But at what cost?
But at what cost? I would go back and I'd start to play Overwatch, and then my mood, it was kind of...
Why am I doing this?
I'd float away from Overwatch. I was like, I'm going to play Titanfall 2 now. I'm going to play that instead. And a part of me would be like, but, you know, Overwatch is different. You've been playing Call of Duties that are like Titanfall all the time. It's good to have this game that's different, but I can't play it anymore because these trophies were so hard and they took so much time to complete. And I did it. What now? Nothing now. Now it's over. I'm done. Yeah, what year is it now? It's 2017. I'm gonna play puzzle games. I'm off. I'm off of Overwatch. Goodbye.
Yeah, and it's certainly tough. I mean, I don't think the platinum necessarily killed it for me. I think I was too wrapped up in my own head. Competitive.
Yeah.
Because that's killer.
That did bring you down a lot.
But I know what you mean. At what point does some satisfaction that you're like looking for in something just cut everything away? I don't know, because it's some games it happened, some games it didn't. Obviously, you know, after killing 2,000 or so terrorists, you're still fine. You're like, yeah, it's fun. Yeah. It's a fun joke.
Yeah.
Overwatch, you're like, oh.
I'm like, was it fun? Did I enjoy myself? Was it really all worth it to ruin a game?
That's a big question.
Years separated from the platinum of Overwatch. Well, year and a half separated. I can say that I am very willing to go back. I've recovered. Like, we've played it since then, obviously, and it's good. I have a lot of trouble knowing what the hell Doomfist does or Brigade does, and that frustrates me a little bit because I'm like, okay, I'm behind the loop. I should probably, if I'm gonna get back into this, I need to get back into this. I need to learn what these characters do and plan.
Nah.
And why'd they ruin Symmetra? I loved Symmetra. Symmetra was one of my top 5s.
Symmetra was a lot of fun. Now she's really weird. And
she was really fun. I can't handle weird. Doomfist is weird.
Doomfist is weird.
When I ask you what to do, and you're like, oh, you just press this, then this, then this. I'm like, can I just go? Can I just press one of my special abilities, and it does a thing, and I'm like, yeah, now I'll shoot you. Haha, gotcha. First-person shooter. Having fun.
First-person fister.
Don't get us age-restricted. Yeah, I mean, you clearly can't get the platinum now. It's impossible. I would most definitely say that I think it is more impossible than Flat Out 4. Because, I mean, Flat Out 4 is not the Culling 2.
Topical!
Worst game ever, question mark?
Nobody knows unless you played it for a day. I mean, it's tough to say because I think if you started off, you would be against people who also just started off, and they would be making kind of newbie mistakes, and you could pair off those. But you know, if you're level 500,
no,
are people gonna fall for getting a random 4-in-1 kill Junkrat? No, you gotta use a Zarya. People gonna fall for 4 kills with Hanzo? No, you gotta use a Zarya. So
Tobelstein is very important in your platinum journey. If you would like to
get a buddy. Thanks, Rowan. You helped me out.
Rowan, get Rowan. We'll get you Rowan. Rowan will hook you up with a very, very quality Zarya.
There you go. Zarya finally has good skins now. Shout out to Zarya.
Shout out to those eyes, the goggles. Don't do this to yourself. Heed our warnings. Yeah. Overwatch is the most maddening platinum. This video started out with pride and it's ended with pain. A lot of pain. But it was fun. I'm proud of it. I'm most definitely proud.
Proud. Maybe we'll come back in some time and we'll just do like a one-off. Like we just come up with these are some individual trophies.
That's really exactly what I was
Maybe we don't even rank it. We just say, okay, I gathered a collection of mine. That might be interesting.
Oh yeah, we get away from lists, but what I would say is, how do you get views if you don't make top 10 lists?
Yeah, that's just you guys like, share, and subscribe.